What's up, everyone? Welcome to Ashley Talks Movies, and here's my review of They Will Kill You, a blood-soaked action horror that shares some not-so-subtle similarities to movies like Kill Bill and Ready or Not. This one comes from director Kirill Sokolov, who also co-wrote the script, and it stars Zazie Beetz as Asia Reeves, a young woman who takes a job as a housekeeper at a mysterious New York high-rise known as the Virgil. Once she gets settled in for her first night, she quickly finds herself in a fight for survival when she's hunted by wealthy members of a satanic cult who want to use her as a sacrifice. Before I jump into the review, if you'd like to support the channel, there are a couple of ways you can do that. One, make sure you subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Also, join the discussion, jump into the comments, and share your thoughts about the movie.
This building is a temple to Satan. Each month we must pay with a human sacrifice. Tonight, you are the offering.
They Will Kill You is the type of movie that has a pretty good idea of what it wants to be, even if it doesn't quite get there. It's hyper-stylized and draws inspiration from a ton of different genres like martial arts films and spaghetti westerns and even a dash of 70s blaxploitation. You get overly choreographed fight sequences, some of which are done really well. You have crash zooms and slow motion action shots and other visual tricks that keep things interesting in the fight scenes. But outside the showy visuals, there's really not much to this movie with the exception of Zazie Beetz. She's the best part of They Will Kill You. As Asia, she's a woman on a mission, and Beetz brings a commitment and determination to the role. She does so much with what little she's given to work with, especially in the dialogue department. And she's great in the fight scenes, especially with what she has to do physically. Now, she's surrounded by a supporting cast that includes Mahala, who plays her sister. You have Patricia Arquette as the building manager, who has an Irish accent that comes and goes. And honestly, I was getting distracted in the movie by how often Patricia Arquette's accent would just disappear. You also have Heather Graham and Tom Felton as members of the cult who are chasing after Asia. And they aren't given much in terms of character development, but they were a lot of fun. Now, for most of They Will Kill You, it's a bloody, bonkers, over-the-top kind of movie, but it quickly loses steam. The movie becomes repetitive as Asia moves from one part of the building to another to fight off her attackers in pretty much the same way over and over again. She might be wielding a different weapon, but it's mostly the same setup. And it becomes pretty obvious that there isn't a ton of story here. Now, we're given a backstory to set up Asia, but the rest of the character threads are pretty thin, especially the one between Asia and her sister. That's also the reason the emotional beats fell flat in this movie, and the pacing was also off. This movie doesn't have a really long runtime, but it felt much longer. They Will Kill You looks cool and has a really good performance from its lead, and some solid performances from its supporting cast, but this movie, unfortunately, is more focused on style than substance. So those are my thoughts on They Will Kill You, which is out in theaters now. Do you plan on seeing it? If so, jump into the comments and let me know. Also, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. So that does it for me, everyone. I'll see you next time. And as always, thanks for watching.